YouTube. So I'm going to do another BGAD prompt today. This is prompt number 2, fears. Well, that's what I've seen most of prompt number 2. So when I first decided to jump into the hobby and stuff, I didn't really have any fears at that point. I mean, I just like did research. Oh, I like this doll, and then finally picked my doll and bought my doll and jumped in feet first. I didn't have any fears because I've never really feared. Because I talked about it with the people that I consider, closest to me, most important, and they're used to my bullshit. I do some crazy things, and they're used to it, so they're like, "Oh, okay, and go on." They're not, they're not as into it as I am, and that goes just for about anything that I like. They're nice enough to listen to me and go on. So, but, as time has passed, as I researched for my second doll and, have gotten Ari and, looked more into things, looked on the websites and the internet and gotten more into, the atmosphere in the hobby. Yeah, I've come up with some fears since then. I realized I'm actually afraid of traveling with him. One major fear is anything getting broken, because, he's got some pretty out there ears, and I'd be terrified to have his ears broken, because I would have to buy a new head for him to replace, to fix that. And, even hands, I can kind of deal with that, but, like I said, his ears, I'd be terrified for have that to be broken. But, and I want to say I would not really worry about what people might think, people seeing me sitting there with a doll taking pictures and stuff, but I would actually worry about some of the people that I know being judgmental. I refuse to take him to work. I know people who do take their dolls to work and show them off and stuff like that. And I would be terrified to take him to work. For number one, I'm supposed to be a professional. I work in an office and I have to maintain a certain image for that. So usually I don't bring a lot of my craziness in there. They know, the people I work with, they know it, but not all my customers do. And I try to appear very professional and stuff. And I don't think that some of them would take kindly to, ooh, that girl playing with a doll, is she really an adult? Does she really need to be doing this for me? I figured it would negatively impact my work life. On that aspect. Now, I know several of my long-term customers, people that, again, know me, they were like, oh, that's nice, and go on. So yeah, I'm kind of afraid of people judging me and kind of afraid of traveling. That's another reason for my fear for traveling and stuff. And then I've not really been afraid of, buying stuff and, not getting, what I paid for and stuff like that, being hoodooed on buying stuff on the internet, because I've been doing that for a long time with a lot of everything, a lot of other things. So it's, it's one of those things I know how to protect myself that way. I'm an artist myself. I've not done a face up before, but the truth be told, I'd be more likely willing to test out my own, practice a few face ups and have him. I didn't need to do a face up for him. He came, when I bought him, he had a face up, but I have considered redoing his face up. So I'm terrified to send him off to somebody else and then not getting back. That type of thing. So that's just one of those things I would just never consider sending him off. So my second doll, she's not going to have a face up. I'm planning on trying out a few face ups. It's one of those things, I can take it off and redo it. If it sucks, I'll redo it, but I'm not going to have somebody else do it. And that, like I said, I'm an artist. I painted, I draw. So to me, doing my own face up it just seems natural. You know, like his clothes. I've looked at a lot of clothes to buy for him, and the only thing I ended up buying was, of course, shoes, wig, and eyes. I've made everything he's wearing, you know, everything he has up to this point. I may not make it up to the quality that some stuff that, you know, you can buy, but I can sew, I can design, I feel that I can do that on my own. So that's about it for the fears. I may come up with a few, and I may be alleviated a few. I've never been in a meetup before. So, and there's just not one in the area. This is not something that has come up in the area. And I've looked. So, on meetups, that's one of those things I'm waiting to see. Now, there is a convention that I'm planning on going to in September, Dragon Con, and I am considering bringing him to Dragon Con. I usually drive to Dragon Con because it's like 4 hours away from me. But I'm kind of scared to bring him, but I've already told my friends that I usually room with down there. I'm thinking about bringing him, and my one, she loves to take pictures and stuff, so I figure once she sees him and, you know, the possibility of taking the picture, she might get into, you know, that aspect of it. So it's one of those things, wait and see. I will probably end up traveling him with him, but that's like in a car in an environment I can control. So, but that still doesn't mean I'm not terrified, because I don't know if I want to carry him around a convention or that type of thing. It's just, we'll see. Yeah. Oh, and update, I bought him some new eyes. You can't, of course, his new hair, new eyes. You can't really see his eyes because of the light. And let's see if I can get him closer so you can see his eyes. They're really, really pretty. CandyKittenEmporium. She made them. One is the Avalon. That's that one right there. And that's the Champagne Sparkle. And, of course, these clothes I made. So, this was an old shirt of mine. And this is fabric that I ended up getting the remnants at the fabric store. And made the sparkly jacket for him out of it. I did have some issues sewing it because of the sparkles on it. My seams are not as straight as I would like them to be, but I still think it came out pretty fabulous. I made him a pair of pants. They're more like tights. And of course his new boots that I bought at I actually ended up buying it off of Amazon. It was Dream Doll, Ball Jointed Doll is the company and stuff. And they actually, I bought the wig and the boots and the wig cap from them, and I'm actually very happy with them. It's kind of weird. I bought it off of Amazon. I feel safe buying stuff off of Amazon because this is a retailer, you know, their reputation is behind it and stuff. But it's still like an individual, like out in China doing the actual stuff. This is my first wig cap, and I've been waiting for a long time to get one. Or at least waiting, I can't say a long time. I've been waiting about a month to get one. And I love it because the last wig that I had on him, you know, I barely tip him back and the wig falls off. And then, of course, the wig cap, I can hold him upside down. Bless his little heart. Sorry. And he, of course, you know, it stays. And I love this. This is like so... Oh! So, anyhow, that's about it for today. If you've got any questions for me, give me a holler. Leave a comment down below. I'd like to hear from y'all. Have a good day, and till next time.